a part-time law practice, and I've done accidents throughout the state and wills trust and things of that nature. I've done nursing home cases, and then once I retired full time, so it's been my bread and butter.
And how many years were you lawyering before you retired?
Oh, well, since 2007 to 2018.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what been 2008 to 2018, I think.
You did it for a long time then.
Yeah, working two jobs, but hey, my kids.
I did the same thing with the barbecue while I was selling beer.
Hey,
not as important of a job as that, but
every job's important.
Yeah.
I don't think either. Like you take a plumber or a lawyer, they're the same.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got Kenton County cop captain at the time, I guess, and lawyer. That's you on one hand, and I was a beer rep and a barbecue business owner. So, yeah, they're both really important.
Oh, I can tell you, I've ate your cooking. It's real important.
But I'm looking forward to see what the outcome is. You know, there's obvious stuff that we're not going to touch on here that you and I have talked on behind the scenes out of respect of everybody involved, which is another reason why I respect you so much. So, how long were you with the department before you retired?
Well, a little over 20 years. I started Lexington Metro. I was there for about a year. And I opened the paper and Kenton County Police were hiring. It's a $10,000 pay raise back then. $10,000 in 97, that was a lot of money.
I'm in.
So I'm like, well, I'm leaving everything. I'm heading up north, and fell in love with the place, fell in love with the people, got two kids, wife, and
living the dream, man.
Hey, God put me in the right place at the right time, and I'm blessed.
So I want to hear, you probably got a bunch of them, I'm sure, but what's the craziest story while you were out there on the streets?
Whoo, man. There's so many. We got shot at down in Jacob Price. I can't even tell you. I remember as a captain, I had a guy pinned up over the car, a burglar, and I left my handcuffs in my door, which I'm not supposed to do that, but I'd taken them off because it was hurting my back. So I'm having this guy pinned with my radio, waiting for somebody to get there to help. And not my best move, but hey, we've all made mistakes in life.
Right. Yeah.
But so the guys pull up, and here I am with a guy pinned over the back of the car holding him.
Got him.
Yeah. So hey, you do what you got to do in those type of circumstances.
Man, I couldn't imagine being a cop. You know, certain things are for certain people. That's not for me. My sister's a nurse. That's not for me. I respect both of you for doing what you guys do. So what was the part while you were a captain and while you were in there with the department that was maybe something that was handed down from above that maybe you didn't agree with, or maybe it's still in place, or something that's in place right now that you would change? Are there any changes that you would make if you do get in there, and how major would changes be, and for what reason?
Well, what I really want to focus on is direct contact. It can't be a me decision. You can ask everybody that's coming on my team. I said it's a we. We discuss things. I'm an advocate of whiteboards. Let's get all the ideas out there. Let's prioritize what's the most beneficial to the community, and let's focus on that. How do we have that? I like plans. In 3 months, what have we got done? Let's have a go. All right, 6 months. Let's have a go. All right, do we complete this goal and have a new mission, or how are we moving forward? And I think that's a new dynamic to everything, because when I was a police officer, the chief had to say. And yes, I understand the sheriff has the final say, but if you work in a teamwork environment, that inspires me. I worked with an individual by the name of Spike Jones, and he used my legal skills and made me feel really good. Like I did all like policy procedure research, case research, if we were going to implement or had something going on, and it was just nice to be used in different manners for the same common benefit. And I want to do that with my people. Find somebody that's got a unique skill set and let them bring that, because it benefits everybody. Let them bring that to the table for everybody else. And I think that's the future of policing, at least in my view.
Yeah. Well, and I think anytime you get somebody new in there, how long was Poisonborn in there?
25, 30 years. I know when I first got here, I think Bill Stinkin was the sheriff, and then Poisonborn was there, and he'd been there ever since.
Yeah. And just by the nature of how it works with everything, not just that position, but anybody that's in a position for that long, there's going to be things that I don't know if stagnant's the right word or com, complacency is probably not the right word, but there's stuff that people are just doing that can probably use a little shift. Just
Mhm.
a minor thing here or there that's going to make a huge difference that everybody just got comfortable with it because that's the way it was.
Mhm.
Maybe there was not somebody looking at it from a different perspective or a different view. And I think that you would be great at that. Uh, how many times um, have you thought since you joined the campaign, like, man, I don't know, is this for me?
Oh, well,
Any?
yeah, I'll be honest
There's
with you.
doubt.
No,
Okay.
there's no doubt that the job is for me. It's just, I'll be honest with you, I'm missing a lot of fishing. I miss turkey season.
Sure.
I'm missing a lot of things. And it's like,
Well, I got one last weekend. I'll share it with you.
oh, you know what? Thank you, sir. You're a scholar and a gentleman.
I didn't get all the BBs out there, like probably 5 BBs in the press was a 40-yard shot. So, you'll have that. But, we'll get those out of there and we'll have a little we'll keep them up and do some deep frying of turkeys.
Well, I'll tell you what I did last year. Scott Hardcorn, I don't know if you know
Yeah,
him,
absolutely.
but he gave me a
I
whole
see him at
bird.
I see him at the, food trailer because I cater the, Covington FOP, golf outing at Bavoo every year, and Scott's there every year, and I've known Scott since way before he was even with the department.
Excellent individual.
Awesome, yeah.
He was an inspiration to me while I was a policeman. But he gave me a whole bird. So I actually did the legs and braised the legs.
Yeah,
Never done that before. I saw it on Meat Eater.
yeah.
And
I cut the legs.
it was delicious.
Yeah.
But you really got to braise those things. But I'm from
You
down
make
south.
like a turkey pot pie or something like that out of it?
Well, I actually know what I did is I braised it and then I used a little Danos on it
Yeah,
and I grilled it and then a little barbecue on it. It was good. But
yeah.
now, am I going to recommend it for everybody? No. But like I said, down
I'm
south, you'd eat whatever you had.
my intentions are to, braise those, slow cook them, whatever, get the meat off, and then make a pot pie out of them.
Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, I figured I can probably trick some people. I'll bring it in here and give it to KK and be like, "Hey, you like turkey pot pie?" And then she eat the whole thing and be like, "It's wild turkey." Nah, KK, she don't give a shit. You probably eat wild game, don't you?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. We'll have a wild game night in here one night.
I
Well,
saw
that-
something actually the other day on a video, and it was pot pie meatballs.
All right. I can dig that.
I mean-
I mean, it sounded pretty damn good.
That sounds like
Yeah.
a mission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was listening to the Meteor podcast this past week, and it was maybe a couple months old, but somebody sent in deer balls, like dry deer balls, like jerky, but it was the testicle of the ball or the testicle of the deer. And they sent it in and they ate it. I was like, y'all awfully trustworthy. Just taking deer balls from a random dude, like a listener that's sending stuff in. Like, if you were to send me, I know you. If you were to send me deer balls like through the mail and like, here, try this, I'm like, I ain't trying
Yeah.
that.
If you handed them to me right out here in public, I'd be like,
Mm.
yeah, we got to talk about this.
Yeah. Like, you couldn't find a backstrap or what?
I mean, I'll take a loin steak. I don't care.
Oh shit, man. Well, you gonna send me that?
Yeah, that's not good friendship there.
Yeah, you just give me the liver. I'd rather have the liver.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
But
at least
yeah,
that's good for you.
yeah.
Yeah, it's hard for me to stay on a serious topic too long. I got to break it up with some hunting or fishing stuff every once in a while.
Fishing's my forte.
Well, I'll bring the wild game meat, the
Mhm.
deer and the rabbit and the turkey. You get an array of fish, and we'll have a fry up here.
I went down to Florida, not been that long ago, went flounder gigging.
Gigging?
Yes, gigging flounder. Yeah, it was incredible. Like, I mean, literally, it's like you're bow fishing, but you're on a boat with a gig. You're gigging flounder. And I don't know how much flounder you've ate, but it's delicious.
Yeah,
And-
I've tried it. I haven't eaten a whole lot of it.
Oh, it was fun. I mean, bucket list. You got to do that.
So there's also a squirrel world championship squirrel cooking cook-off.
Mhm.
Wait, damn it, I can never say it right. World championship squirrel cook-off that they do down in Arkansas.
Yep.
That Drew Simmons again. They won it a couple years ago. They went
Really?
down there and won it. Yeah, it's like there's usually like 40 concessions in it, but he was like, "Joe, you got to come down there with me this year." Like, I'll make sure I don't have a gig to try to do that because man. That's the type of shit I want to do.
Absolutely.
I want to gig a flounder and I want to go to a world championship squirrel cook-off.
And I wouldn't mind hog hunting in different areas. I mean,
Absolutely.
here's the thing, all the politics and all that's one thing, but what we're talking about is memories.
Yeah.
And you can cherish that when you're older. And you run for sheriff. Okay, you did that. But you go hog hunting with your buddies. and you do all that, you can't replace that with anything.
And I think the way you're doing this campaign is perfect for what you do and what you have to offer. The trick for you is just getting enough people to know you, to meet enough
Yes.
people to be like, oh, because as soon as people meet you, they're going to be like, man, I really like that guy. That guy, you can tell talking to you, you're a genuine person, a kind soul, mean the best for everybody. And I mean, it's hard to deny that. Like you just pick that up off of people, and certain people see that. I hope that
I
you're getting
appreciate
out there
that.
and seeing people that they can meet you and know who you are, so that when they go to the polls, they can have a clear head and actually have a true to know who you are, to know whoever your competitor may be at the time, whichever the election is. Um, man, I couldn't put myself in your shoes.
Well, there's days how you always are like, wow.
I
But
debated not doing the podcast because I'm like, man, I'm kind of putting myself out there a lot. I'm like, you're running for sheriff? No way, dude.
yeah, here's the thing. I can't tell you how many doors I've knocked on. I don't keep track of anything. I just do the best I can, and me and my team. And you'd be surprised how nice most people are. First, I know one of my guys that's on the team. He met a couple people that slam the door in the face, or get away from my house. You'll have that. And he said, "Man, I think I got door shock." He
Yeah,
goes, "I'm afraid to knock on a door." I'm like, "Well, let's just go to a different area for a while." But I mean, 95% of everybody out there is just great people. And now I get it. They don't want to be bothered. I mean,
yeah.
you've worked all day, you get home, and the last thing you want to see is somebody running for office, knocking on your door wanting to talk to you. I know people are cooking supper,
Yeah.
got kids that,
Been
sports.
working and stressed out all
Yeah.
day,
So
life in general. Yeah.
and you don't know what that guy or girl is going through. So what I tell them is, hey, you don't know their life. We just keep on the mission.
But I've got a buddy, Billy Bresh. He comes up here every once in a while, but he's a door-to-door salesman for Alta Fiber. So anybody needs any Alta Fiber out there, look up Billy Bresh. He's your boy. But I it's a little too late now. But he told me, he was like, dude, it was such a learning process going from door to door and knowing how to like read people right off the bat, and you can tell when people don't want you to be there.
Yeah, oh, yes.
And there's a way to like talk to people to kind of like just inch them in a little bit. Like, hey, some of them, like you said, you just got to
Just go
accept
on.
it and walk on.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like I said, don't get mad about it. Don't let it affect you, because you don't know what that person's going through. And that's just how I tried to do that when I was a police officer. Some people would just be very adversarial, but I don't know what they went through that day to get them there. They
Yeah.
maybe they've had a loss in the family. So I don't know if I told you I was a hostage negotiator, and that understanding of how to read and cues and voice and everything, that helped me so much as a police officer, and it actually helps you when you're dealing with people.
Yeah. Just in life.
Yeah, and I was to be able to do that, uh, and you can actually use that in your leadership style. You can see if somebody has good intentions or if they're not really wanting to be there.
Yeah.
So it's learn to listen and respond to what's said, not what you want to say.
Yeah. So it, I'm not a great interviewer. I've
Mhm.
never really done this before. I'm a great bullshitter.
That's-
But when you came into this, my first instinct was like, man, I got to have like a bunch of questions about sheriff and like stuff I don't know anything about. And then I talked to you, and you're like, man, we're just gonna come in there and bullshit.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we're good. Yes, I can do that part.
Hey, what I like about it is this is a unique opportunity where people get to see me for who I am, not just like if I'm campaigning, I'm telling you about the message I'm bringing to the table. This people get to see, okay, this is what Larry's like.
Yeah.
My background. I originally grew up in Washington County, Kentucky. I was on a farm down there. Grew up pretty poor, and at the time, you felt bad because other kids had more.
Mhm.
But to this day, one of my favorite memories was Christmas. Like we'd go cut a cedar tree and we'd put it in a Maxwell coffee house can.
Hell
And we
yeah.
had them great big old bulbs. And I remember my papa holding me up, me throwing tinsel and stuff on it, and that smell, and the candy canes. That was part of Christmas.
I
And
bet when you still smell a cedar to this day,
yeah,
it
it
takes you
reminds
back
me of
there.
home.
Yeah.
And my farm's got plenty of them on it. So
Yeah.
that's why everybody's like, "Oh, you're going to your farm." That's my oasis.
Yeah.
I go down there and it's peace. You got to have that every once in a while too.
Yeah. Man, I couldn't do without it.
Ah,
that's my favorite part of my life is getting out there in the woods. Just last week, I didn't even care about seeing a turkey.
Yeah.
And then I was in there enjoying my peace just in my own head. And I two of them gobbled at the same time, about 50 yards right behind me. And I jumped a little bit because I was so like in my peace and relaxation mode. And then I went straight business mode and got the job done. But yeah, man, there's nothing I would rather do than like right now. If I had zero to do, I'm heading to the woods
Absolutely.
just to walk around, look for morels, whatever. Just get me in the woods.
Yeah. Well, like
I'll go catch a crawdad and
just for fun.
throw it at KK and Dusty. So, man, I had a question.
Yes.
I was driving down the road today.
Mhm.
I'm like this. Does the Kenton County Sheriff have any say over the road department with potholes?
No. Now, what we can do is we can
Damn
make,
potholes.
but we can also, if you call us, we can at least reach out to them and say, hey, this is a traffic issue. And work in conjunction with them, let them know where it is, and try to at least assist in getting it fixed. Do we have any say so or anything?
Right.
And you got to think,
And I figured as much.
you have the Commonwealth or the state, those roads are handled by the state, county roads are handled by the county. Well, some cities are handled by their city departments.
Yeah, and I know the budgets make it really difficult to be able to do everything that people want in the community, but it seems like to me that potholes would be one of the things that everybody in the community is like, yeah, let's get a truck with 2 people and maybe 2 or 3 days a week when they're bad, run around and just do potholes because that stuff's tearing up cars and causing wrecks. And I mean, they're bad this year. I don't know if I say that every year or if I'm just getting older and more neggier and like grumpy or something, but
It's the arthritis.
they
When you
bet.
hit them now, the arthritis
I
hurts.
know, man. Yeah. So potholes, you can't do anything about it. I knew that, but I still wanted to like, I think I was just viewing it.
Well, I quit riding motorcycles. Used to ride motorcycles, and you talk about potholes.
Oh man, I
You hit
bet.
one on that front tire and get the wobbles. You'll be right.
But coming down
Everything.
536 to that stop sign right at the bottom of Canes and all that. Hi Pace. Man, there's a few of them. You're feeling it.
Oh yeah,
And you got to hit it because there's cars coming the other way and all that.
there's one of them I thought about renting out to some people because it was that
Yeah.
big.
He's gonna go back and heat it up and
Yeah.
sit in it and have a little hot tub. All right, and then what else I have on here? All right, so yeah, my questions were potholes, texting while driving, and just assholes in general. I was gonna ask you about all that, but a tougher question. So a little bit of research that when I kind of looked at, I'm curious what people would ask. And one that kind of caught my eye was jail and rehabilitation.
Mhm.
We all know people that have gotten in drugs and have gone to jail and they get out, and they get in trouble again and they relapse. And is there any kind of plan, or is there a plan in place right now, or anything that you would do different as far as people going to jail and the rehabilitation that would come after the fact? Is there anything that would?
Absolutely. So when I was with Kenton County Police, I was part of I was tasked with starting a QRT team, a quick response team. So I went up to, I think it was Corrane, met with them. They had one. So essentially what it is, you have a police officer, you have EMS and a social worker. Problem is, if you arrest everybody that has a drug issue, it puts so much strain on housing other people, and they are an addict. So we worked at getting them help, and they would have follow-ups and things like that. Now, obviously, there comes a point in time where sometimes you have to go to jail because you're not trying to fix it too, but we worked with them.
Yeah.
And that program's still in effect at Kenton County Police. At least it was 4 weeks ago. So, and I think it should be something it would be nice if it's a regional aspect instead of just this entity or this entity. And maybe that's something that the sheriff's department could look at down the road once we get some of the other things fixed, because I do believe with you, treatment and assisting, sometimes some people just need to help up in life.
Yeah.
Whether it's financially, whether they're struggling with an addiction, or you don't know what got them in that point. I know if you remember back, I was police officer during the opioid epidemic. Then we had the heroin epidemic, which is what started the QRT program. But there was a lot of good people. They stopped all the opioids and they would use those to work. I mean, you look at bricklayers, look at concrete masons. I mean, they're in a lot of pain. Their spines are destroyed. A lot of them don't have the best insurance. And that's one of those jobs, if you take off, your family starts.
I came from a background of bricklayers. I was a bricklayer myself from 18 to 24 or something like that. and I got the hell out of it.
Yeah.
'Cause I saw the way that my uncle and my grandpa and my dad were walking. I was like, I don't want to walk like that when I get old.
Yeah.
Man. So what I do, I went to driving a beer truck and having kegs on the wheels. I was like, man, I got to get the hell out of this. So I started in sales with the beer after that. But one of the things I saw, what's up, Owen? One of the things I saw you post was about the transparency
Yes.
and like having the community have a lot more input and vision of what's going on.
Absolutely.
But what would actually be the plan with that, and how would you implement that?
So I don't know if you've looked at the current website, and I believe tech. Am I the best at tech? No, but you got to have people, and I know some great people at tech. The website's antiquated. Like if you
Right.
go through things, you can't really find anything. There's not even a flow chart that says, all right, who's these deputies? What's their specialty? Who would I get a hold of if I needed this?
Mhm.
Sheriff's email, things like that. I mean, you want everything out there. What's our budget? Here you go. What are we spending? Here you go.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be something that you as a citizen have to request. And our goal is to get it out there. So, well, for one, we won't have open records requests as often because you're going to see it.
Yeah.
And then how your money's being spent. And we also, something else with a little off topic, I can say it now, I can say it later.
Say whatever the hell you
All right,
want.
so something I really want to bring to the table with that website is scams. Like I've got somebody that wants to get these scams because as an attorney,
Please.
yes, as an attorney, I have so many elderly people come into my office that's lost everything, wanting help. The problem is I can't. I don't know why nobody's doing this. And even if I don't win the election, but this gets out and somebody does it, hey, I've made a difference. I'm okay with that. But let's have a one-stop shop for scams. Like you as a citizen, you send us like, hey, I just got this in the mail. Is it real? Let us take it. Obviously, we will call. We'll verify 95% of the time. We're going to know right on it. But we're still going to call, and we're not going to be very nice. And we'll play along for a little bit, and then we'll let them know who we are.
Yeah.
And
And if anything, that's a lead for crime
yes.
anyway. I
And it
mean,
may
not
be something
necessarily
where we
heinous, but
yeah, we lead to the federal, maybe some defense. The problem is you have so many different IP addresses that are sent overseas to here. Can we actually stop it? No, but what if you had on our website, you had all these different scams that are hitting the counties at Boone and Campbell want to get on board too. This is hitting my county. One-stop shop. You go, I just got this in the mail. You go here to the sheriff's department website, scams, active scams that we've identified and looked into. You can, throw that away.
and I'd say it's never been easier than right now to develop that system with AI and
Yeah.
tech the way it is. Like they're type it in like, hey, I want you to do this, and the AI does it for you basically.
Chat GBT, here you go.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was a certified elder abuse instructor, and I did a lot of things for the elderly as a police officer. I don't know if it's because my close relationship with my grandparents or what it is, but I've always been driven that way. So that's just something else I want to bring to the table. Like go to, different assisted living places, nursing homes, have a pamphlet. This is the website. Call us if you have something. We can do better. It's just you got to have ideas and people ready to put them in place. And that's just what I want to do. It may be insignificant to some people, but to me, it's a big deal.
Something else that's extremely important to the citizens of Canton County is school safety and children's safety in schools.
Absolutely.
I knew that you had kind of something in mind with that. If you'd like to lay that out for everybody.
Absolutely. I was part of the teams that when we were doing threat assessments with the school, with emergency management here at county level, we went through a lot of the schools in the south end and identified them with numbers, room locations, ingress, egress. So if you go into a shooting incident, you can actually know your locations, know what room you're heading towards. This way you can stop the threat. And
System in place.
yes, and because if you remember Columbine, well, even now you have Uvalde, Texas, which was horrible. I mean, they just failed.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make excuses for law enforcement. They failed. You couldn't hold me back. I'd rather been fired than not go in there and save those kids. And when I went through school, entry for a school shooting, we were told for every bullet that hits you, that's a bullet that doesn't hit a kid. And I lived my life by that. And I still believe that because I've lived a long time. Those little ones have not. So that's just, if you don't like it, don't sign up. And that's something as a sheriff, I will still have that mentality. If I can still respond, I'm a certified law enforcement officer. I have to catch up my accreditation. So 3 weeks, I'm back certified, maybe 4. I'd have to look. I mean, I'm really not worried about penal code or anything, but
You got time for that.
yeah, but get through that because yes, I would respond to calls for service, and I understand how to handle it. Now, I'm sure there's been some different changes, but even if there has, what I know will work. So I just think another law enforcement officer on the street is why I want to run.
Was there something with canine involved in
Yes.
that too?
Oh yeah, actually forgot about that. So often I'm going to ask you a question if I
'Cause I
may.
love dogs. So
You
so
know I
that-
love dogs. I
that
got
just
3 of
stuck
them.
out for me.
Well, I can ask you a question.
Sure.
Police officers going to schools, what are they looking for with a dog?
I would assume drugs.
Correct. That's what 95% of the time, that's what the canine does. But going through TSA at the airport and stuff, you know what those dogs also look for?
Moms.
Which are gunpowder, explosive,
Mhm.
things of that nature. And I can't claim this idea. I thought about it, but this guy, he's a canine handler for an agency in Northern Kentucky. And he goes, "You really want to benefit those kids?" I go, "Well, you know I do." He goes, "How about you have a dog that finds guns in schools?" Because not only one, it's a deterrent too. We randomly walk through your school and your parking lot looking for firearms.
And let that be well known to the school and the
Yes.
students in it.
Yes. And you won't know when we're coming because let's say you don't ever get a gun, but you deter one incident in 10 years. Brother, that's worth everything. And there's grants that will help pay for this. So the problem right now is nobody wants, and I get it, it is cumbersome and it takes a lot of time, but I wrote grants for Kenton County. I want to utilize these federal grants to start bringing something back to us. We've already paid the taxes.
Yeah. If
Why
the
can't-
money's out there, why not get it?
Yeah, let's use it. Okay, so it's an inconvenience. Well, guess what? You're paid for by the taxpayers. Be inconvenienced a little bit. That's my thought process.
I love it, man. Protect the kids, protect the old people.
And believe it or not, part of the constitutional duties
I
of
shouldn't
the
say old
sheriff.
people. Is elderly? Is that the politically correct way to do it? Protect the elderly.
Well, I thought you were just talking about I need to protect myself, so I don't know. But
I know you're gonna do that too.
but if you look at some constitutional duties of the sheriff, they're supposed to work collaboratively with the school system. I mean, it spells it out. You can actually look it up tonight, and you'll bet I did not know that.
Yeah.
Well, let's start trying to do some of these things. I've already met with an individual that's in charge. It's like the head marshal for security for our educational institutions for Frankfurt. Now, I know I'm not the sheriff yet, but I don't want to hit the ground behind speed. I want to hit the ground running. I've already met with him, see how we could work together to improve safety for kids. Something else I've already done. I'm not there yet, but I've met with I don't know if you know Sean Fortney,
No, I don't.
and spoke with him. So he's a firefighter at Independence, and he teaches our CF or first responder training. And so with first responder training, can't take credit for this one. Bill Dorsey got this one through. He was one of my chiefs, but
Paying attention to the important stuff.
Yeah.
That's all that matters, man.
But
And implementing it when it's right.
I saw how it directly affects citizens. So we were trained, nasal cannulars, bag valve. We had, if somebody was vomiting, we had vax, we had AEDs, we had all this in our cruisers. Because if you're policing in the south end of the county, a squad may be a volunteer squad. Well, these men and women have to get up. They have to get there. They're not staying at the station. We were able to start first aid before they ever got there.
Yeah.
And that was, I saw what it does and how it helps. Why everybody doesn't do that, I don't know. Because if you're already there, when a critical incident, seconds mean something, life and death. So I don't know. That's something I want to use the same grants and things of that nature and bring it to that agency. You're out serving papers and handling calls, and there's an accident with injuries, and you can get there and save somebody's life. I don't care what else you do in policing, you're not going to top that day.
Well, one of the things I love about you is that there's no off topic or don't bring this up or I don't
Nope.
want to talk about that. So I want to bring this up just because it's entertaining to me, and I think a lot of people have a memory of it. Is when you and Eric Dieter squared off for the charity to raise money,
Yeah.
the boxing match and all of that. So everybody thinks that you and Eric Dieters have this like headbutting thing, and like you guys don't get along. But he's been one of your avid
Yes.
supporters
Well,
through
so
this entire
I'm
thing.
going to tell you a little secret. And I used to amateur box and stuff. When you get in a ring with somebody, it's a little different. And you're looking over there, and you're like, "I got to hurt this person." And you have to do that. And so that gave me a lot of respect for the individual. He at the time was talking all types of trash and stuff. And
He does that?
well, you know, he is. They call him the bulldog, I guess. So he called me the poodle. I don't even have hair. How can I be the poodle?
Must have got shaved that day.
Yeah, you know, I guess I could have been a Mexican hairless dog, but I can't be the poodle. But whatever. But no, yeah, and everybody's like, you should have tried this, try that. I'm like, that's part of the people that were in that crowd. Law enforcement abuse their power and just want to hurt people. Sometimes you act. If let's say somebody else other than me did that, and that's how they act, you're proving a point to all those people in that crowd that law enforcement are just thugs. You don't do that. When after that fight, I held his hand up too. And you know why? Because I respected him getting in there. And I respected that because of this whole thing, we were able to get a lot of money to, I think we did that one to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, which is near and dear to my heart.
Yeah.
So
And that was many moons ago as well.
woo, yeah. Now I'm fighting arthritis and I'm losing the battle.
That was one of the things that stuck out to me because a few people brought up to me is like, man, even Eric's like getting behind him and they like fought and stuff. I'm like, man, it's not really like that. Because I know there's a good story that I can share with me and you that you were looking to buy a building right there by Merritt's Community Liquor, which KK talked to Chris on the way up here, and she was like, "I'd be a good guy to have on. He'll come in and talk a little bit." So we may have Chris up here too. But that building, yeah,
right beside it.
That building right next to it that was for sale for a long time. What was it? State Farm, insurance, and multiple other things. And you were going to buy that, and I was going to do what I'm doing now out of here, out of the building that you were going to buy, and out of the back in the basement there. And it turns out that Eric came in and offered just a little bit more.
Yes. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like that would have been perfect for me. And then he sold it. Like that would have been a long-term building for me because I was going to put my law office in there. Like you said, you were going to be there. I had somebody that's going to make cakes there. That everybody I knew.
Man, that was as good. Even you guys have come full circle now, and everybody's happy. It's one big happy family.
Hey, I don't have animosity to people. It's just not my nature. Like even when things are negatively said about me, I don't get mad because
I truly believe that things work out the way that they're supposed to.
I do.
And we're here right now in this place. This place is probably about 4 times the square footage of that place.
Yeah.
I'd have been probably squeezed in there a little bit.
Well, we could knock some walls down, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, we would have had a great time with it. I was really looking forward to it. I was excited for it, but the same thing with the sheriff run, man. Like whatever happens. There's no wrong answer. I believe whatever happens is supposed to happen.
Yes, sir.
And then whatever happens after that, we'll figure it out. But man, I'm praying for you, and I knowing both of the candidates, I love both of you very much, and I think we're lucky to have the choice between the two of you. I think it's the difference of, what are you looking for out of your sheriff?
I think that's 100% correct.
You have 2 different options, and are very different. So what were you looking for?
And I think that it's good. Like, do he and I know each other really well? No, but one time we talked, he was respectful to me. I was respectful to him, and I was like, good, because I was at a campaign event last night, and I don't know if you know the contention. I hope I can bring this up.
We can talk about whatever you want.
Massey's people and Ed Gowron's people. Well, Ed Gowron's people were nice, but Massey's people, they were wow. I mean, very vindictive and mean.
Really?
Yes, and I'm like, well, it was so bad that one of the narrators like, you can't act this way.
And this was at the
Women's Republican Party, which are some of the nicest people you'll ever meet. And it kind of made me mad just because they invited everybody here to speak and donated their time to listen to what people have to say. And there's no reason you should act in that manner. And fortunately, that was, I think, the highlight of it. And I'll say Mr. Gallenstein, do I know him personally? No. But I mean, he handled it the right way. And the thing is, the sad thing was, it wasn't Tom Massey that was there. It was a surrogate. And if I was Tom, and I hope he watches your show, you probably don't need to send that guy back because that was very unprofessional.
Good for him.
No, you act like that.
And that speaks volumes for people. People remember stuff like that.
Yes.
And that's the exact reason why we're here, to try to get the right people in office. And,
yes, sir.
And more people are paying attention now than ever. Hopefully we get the right people and we can straighten this thing out a little bit.
Well, I think
from the bottom all the way up.
Yes. I mean, because if you think about this, I hope you get a lot of views in Kenton County, well, even Boone County. There's a lot of people running. So your local politics can dramatically change with this election. I mean, you have great candidates running for county commissioner. There's 2 open seats for county commissioner. I mean, you have the
Should I run?
well, it's too late now.
Oh shit.
You missed the boat.
Maybe next year.
But I mean, you have PVA. You have I mean, just like sheriff, obviously. You have like the
The
whole
PVA is another interesting one.
yeah, it is. And I know the sheriff's department works with them obviously through the taxation principles and things of that nature. And am I not completely astute on that area? No, but you know, I'm always hit the ground learning and running. But I know, well, actually, I'm blessed. I know both of the candidates, and I could work with either one of them. They're both very qualified, great people, and they've had a good race. I haven't seen negativity out of that. I think the nicest race in the whole thing is Sherry Goodrich and Jeff Nicely race. Even they commented each other's professionalism. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
why can't all politics be that way? Those
Right.
those 2 people are incredible people.
Yeah. I remember this is going back some probably last year or something, but I was watching old videos of old debates, presidential debates going back in the 60s. And I think it was John F. Kennedy and Nixon maybe that were debating each other. And I was so like sucked into it
Mhm.
because they were both like respectful, talking facts. Like it was a way, a debate's supposed to be.
Right.
And it was ideas against ideas.
And that's really where we need to get back to.
Yeah.
Because if you look, I mean, did you ever listen to Reagan? I mean,
Not enough to say that I know anything about it.
watch
I
some of
hear
his.
clips.
It's just the way he could use his words. I mean, I've never seen anybody else in politics be able to do that. You know, like one guy was a lot older. He goes, I won't make fun of his inexperience if he doesn't make fun of my age or something like that, or something to the Nate that he was saying he was too old. He goes, he's saying I'm old, but I won't make fun of his inexperience. I can't recall it all right now, but the guy was a linguistic ninja. Like he could just do anything with words I've ever seen.
Yeah, he was smooth.
He was. I
He
mean,
was smooth. Okay, so favorite president.
Ronald Reagan.
I got to go with Teddy Roosevelt.
I
Yeah.
respect that, but I think it's more in my lifetime because my daughter's name is
Reagan.
Reagan.
Yeah. Yeah. I would have never put that together.
Yes, sir.
That's a reason.
Yep.
So there's a story that sticks. There's a ton of stories. If you look at all the first that Teddy Roosevelt did
Mhm.
for the country, like none of that sticks out as much as after he was done with his presidency. And then they were kind of talking him back in, like, you got to run again. You got to run again. And he was like, and he was finally was like, all right, I'm going to run again. And he was on the campaign trail, and he got shot.
Mhm.
And everybody on his team was trying to take him to the doctors and everything else. And he was like, no. He was like,
Stood up there
dude,
and finished it.
he said, you know what happens to these guys that go to the doctors and they start digging there trying to get that bullet out? He was like, the bullet's in there. It didn't hit anything important. It ain't going nowhere. I'm going to get up there and do my
Yes,
damn
sir.
speech. And he went up there and did a speech with a bullet in him bleeding out of his. I think the only thing that saved him, he had something in his pocket that the bullet like slowed it down enough to where it didn't penetrate as much. But yeah, this guy got shot and still went up and did like I don't know how long it was, like an hour-long speech.
That's a man's man.
That's a man's man.
Yes, sir.
And if you look at all the things that he did that were first, that everybody was like, that guy's batshit crazy for doing this. All the public lands and everything that we have nowadays.
Yep.
I mean, not just that, even on the things that he got done when he was president is just, it's unmatched ever since.
I just
He did a lot.
I think Reagan for me is I remember growing up in south central Kentucky, and I remember the interest rates on our farm were so high. And I mean, my dad was working 2 or 3 jobs, and we were raising farm. And I remember as soon as Reagan got in, I ran. They're like, "No, we don't want any part of this. Here come the Contra affair or everything, or the hostages over there. They were released, and interest started to come down. And I could still remember when the wall came down.
Yeah.
And I like those are memories, I guess, from my childhood that have impressed me throughout, well, till now.
I think Trump has been heavily influenced by Reagan as well. He's
Mhm.
doing a lot of the same type of, I don't know, the stuff that he's doing. You can tell that, and he brings up Reagan a lot,
Mhm.
with the stuff that he did there. So while we're on hot topics of that stuff, ICE,
Yeah,
I guess you would welcome ICE in if there was a
absolutely.
situation, and like we got to clean it up. There's no fighting ICE to come in.
No, see, that's the problem is people that do that are abusing their badge.
Mhm.
People anymore, this rhetoric from the other side about, oh, it's not constitutional. I ask them, what's not constitutional about it? Well, the searches, that's part of the legislative process that they use, and they
Always
enforce the
have.
law. Here's the thing: if you're here illegally, you're illegal.
Mhm.
If you come here legally, great. We'd love to have you. Heck, meet you for a cup of coffee. But when you just come over and you abuse everything that the American taxpayer is already overtaxed, I'm sorry, I can't get behind that.
Yeah.
I mean, the people that are like, we shouldn't get rid of them. They won't give their whole paycheck to make sure they're good
Yeah.
and
And-
pay for them to get English and pay for their entry into the United States. They just want to complain because they think everything should be free. And I'm doing this on a live podcast. I may lose votes, but if you're looking for somebody that's not going to be honest with you, wrong guy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know of many people that would be like, no, I'm not going to let them come in and do their job that they're paid to do federally to protect our country. None of that makes sense to me why that would be like that. But, that's probably deeper than I wanted to get here today, but it was one of those things I was like, man, it's such a hot topic.
It is.
And I've never talked to anybody in my personal experience of talking to people that were like, yeah, I shouldn't be doing that. I'm like, they've been doing it. They've always done it. It's
Mhm.
just one of those things that it's the media that blows it up. But anyway, we're not going to get into that because I'm not here for all that.
Like I said, I'm an open book.
Yeah. So we said that we were going to do a couple segments, I got a Mo story that I'm going to ask him about it because it's a great Mo story, first of all. And it also involves some law enforcement over at Cincinnati Bengals Stadium.
Okay.
So my mom and dad were at a Bengals game. It's probably, my dad's 73 now. I think he was probably around 60, maybe 58. Like he older guy.
Mhm.
Busy game. I don't know if he bumped into somebody or if the guy was just drunk or whatever. But bottom line, some guy come up and just cold cocked my dad. And my dad's roughneck, so took it and looked at the guy and
It was on.
hit him 3 or 4 or 5 times, and the guy he went up against the escalator, and the guy fell down. And next thing you knew, he had somebody jumping on his back. So my dad was like, "Oh, his buddies are jumping on me." So my dad flips the guy over his back. It's a cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen.
So of course the boys come and swarm him.
Yeah.
And they're bending him up all which way, and he's old, that's his shoulder up and everything else. And they took him down to the room that they take him down in. They're questioning him, and my dad told him the story like, "Hey, I was just defending myself." And they were like, "Yeah, but why did you hit him 3 times?" And he was like, "Because he fell before I could hit him before." And so they didn't like that. And but what come of it is that whoever was in charge of it or someone like called my dad or sent an email and like, "Hey, we watched the video. You're completely in the right. That guy was completely drunk and in the wrong, and he got what he was coming to. Oh, you're free to go. You're free to clear." And he was like, "I'm just curious. Like that doesn't make." He's a cop.
Mhm.
In that situation. Did he make a wrong move by going in from behind and grabbing a guy?
Well, so here's the thing. You have to look at everything transpiring. Is this person, you walk up on it, is this the aggressor or is this that guy the aggressor? Who's your main focus to prevent the problem at hand? Now, obviously, your best bet is to try to get so the person can see you, recognize your law enforcement,
Right.
and see if you can diffuse the situation. So there are better ways to do it. But sometimes when it happens so quick, you may make the wrong decision. Like, this guy's punching this guy. I got to stop him without knowing everything that transpired before it. So I will tell you, with law enforcement, we're all human too. And are we always going to be 100% right all the time? We're not. I mean, even with me being sheriff, I may make the wrong decision, but that's good because we're all fallible. There's only one person that ever walked the earth that's not fallible.
That's right.
And
Thanks to him.
yes, sir. And that's why I'm here today.
All glory to God.
So yes, law enforcement can make mistakes, but I've always been one that's mistake of the heart, mistake of the head. Where if you're doing it I'm just going to show this guy something. Well, if you're, mistake of the heart, like, oh man, this guy's the aggressor, I'm going to hold him. I can deal with that from an administrative standpoint.
So question 2
Mhm.
of that same situation. The guy catching shit at the department afterwards, like, "Yeah, that old man just tossed you over his shoulder."
You know he did. You know he did. 'Cause I know if I was on that unit, I'd be like, buddy, you need to learn some defensive tactics.
Yeah.
What was that move? What was that baby bear hug you did?
He threw you over his shoulder like a rag doll.
He would have like little toys in his box.
He
and
might
stuff.
have been forced to quit over
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
Like change, get a
that's one thing about police. We do razz each other, and it's all playful. But yeah, it's just part of it. It's camaraderie, and girls and guys both do it. I mean, I think it's our way of handling the stress that we've seen, is to crack a smile about it.
Yeah.
So
that's a good answer for almost anything.
yeah, I think it is too, because the mind can only cope with so much, and I know I've seen quite a bit in my day, and I know it sounds horrible, but you just got to look at a positive.
And as easy as life is these days, the minds have a tougher time dealing and coping with the tough times.
Mhm.
Like you're a little more old school than I, but we're old school mentality of like, man, if things don't go your way, Bucker, you gotta do whatever you gotta do to get through it and be tough, be strong. Man, there's not a whole lot of that these days. Life is so easy that nobody has to do anything through anything tough anymore.
Yep.
So when they do have to go through something that's not that tough or just minor tough, like they can
They fold.
handle it. Yeah, it's like, man, what are you gonna do if something really goes bad?
And they're going to fail.
Scary, yeah.
It's really scary. Like, just I see it in the day's youth. They don't have the perseverance that we had, and I don't. But we didn't have participation trophies. We had to earn things.
Mhm.
And I'm probably going to offend people again, but I'm going to be honest, because you don't want a liar. Not a good politician, but
I don't know. Do we want a politician? That's going to be up to the people too.
yeah, we'll find that out. But you know, we were raised tougher. I mean, part of it is our family was working all the time, and we were just sitting out till dark, and you came back and you ate supper, and that's what you did.
Yeah.
But for some reason, we had to figure things out a lot on our own at a younger age, which it helped us develop into the men and women we are today.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to say it. Gen X was the greatest generation.
Larry, if there's anything or anywhere people can go to kind of look and keep an eye on your campaign
Yes,
and
sir.
kind of look more into you, is there any way they can get a hold of you if you want to let them know where to find you?
Absolutely. Shelton for Sheriff is our website, and we also have a Facebook page. You can follow us, Larry Shelton. I think it's Shelton for Sheriff on there too. If you just type in Larry Shelton, Sheriff, Kenton County, you can get that. You can follow along. You can actually, I got 2 seconds.
Oh, you got time?
All right.
Yeah.
May 8th at Cruets Creek, which is a fantastic little restaurant right here in Independence.
That's our place.
Hey, I love that place.
Love that.
Oh, the food is stupid. If you don't go there for their grouper sandwich or ribs, you're actually missing out on some of the greatest experience of life.
I'll have Eric up here too.
Oh, he's awesome. But
Yeah.
I have a band, High Road, coming there as a meet and greet. I haven't asked for money in this campaign. I don't look for endorsements. I just want to meet people and get my message across. So I'm asking everybody out there, let's just show up. If you got a question for me, I'll answer it. If not, use this excuse to have some free music outside, bring your lawn chair, and just enjoy life. And I would absolutely go in there and get something to eat while you're there.
Yeah, the food is untouchable.
Oh, May 8th, 7 to 10. There we go.
May 8th, 7 to 10 at Cruets Creek in Independence. You can meet Larry. You can have some wonderful food and drinks and some great people at Cruets Creek. We'll have Eric at Cruets Creek up here for sure. Have a conversation. He's a candid conversation.
He is so much.
But dude, I know that you're busy as hell with this campaign, and it's not like this is our 5th episode, so this is brand new for us. So it's not like we have a ton of following. So that shows a lot too of who you are to show up and do this with me.
Hey,
I appreciate your friendship, man.
well, I can tell you this. I'm going to share this because
You can have any clip or whatever you
I'm
need.
going to
We'll
share
help you
the
out
whole
with it.
thing, because
Yeah.
you actually get to see more about me than just snippets, and think maybe somebody wants to see, oh, wow, he grew up down south, moved up here, and will pretty much eat any animal on the face of the earth. I don't
Yeah.
know.
And if there's questions that I didn't ask him that you want to ask him because I'm a shitty interviewer, then go to Cruets Creek on this. Is that this Friday? No, it's
Next Friday.
Next Friday. Come up and see him. I don't know. We got to do our shout outs to people. Can you see the Litas? Litas Tacos. Go see our boy Arrington. They got their new place. We always got to shout out Arrington. He's our boy. He's going to be up here as soon as he kind of gets settled down enough to do his Taco Tuesdays. And I don't know if he's going to let him on a Taco Tuesday. We might have to take the equipment to him on a Tuesday and do it there.
We can do it.
Yeah,
After it's kind of calmed down. Too.
yeah.
Yeah. It's
Well, yeah, the sound will be tough because it's a pretty small place.
Yeah.
well, that and it's gonna be busy. I mean, it's
Yeah.
tacos.
Yeah, he's busy all the time.
So,
All right.
Larry, real quick,
Yes, sir.
you had a shout out from an officer at Airport PD for your comment about the explosive canines.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that's awesome because I actually learned that from those gentlemen, men and women out there. It's a service that they provide to keep us safe at the airport. I just want to do it in the school system.
Great idea. Great idea.
I can't claim it. This was somebody else's, but I want to utilize it and put it into effect.
Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Lucky Kentucky Live, brought to you by Lucky Kentucky Barbecue. Like and subscribe. I always said I wasn't going to say it because it's so lame, but you kind of have to. I forget how I said it that one time. I was like, I'm never going to be the dude that says like and subscribe because that's lame, but I kind of just said it. So take it for what it is. Yeah, but guys, we'll be back next week. Hopefully, I'm not sure who the guest is going to be, but we'll be here on Tuesdays. Thank you all for tuning in. Look at the other 4 episodes that we have up so far. We're going to have this one up if you're not watching it live by tomorrow morning. I think that's all we got, brother. I appreciate you, Larry.
Hey, make sure they vote on May 19th.
Good luck to you, sir.
All right. Thank you, my brother.
Yeah, and we're going to go fishing in the meantime.
I love that.